My bad, y'all. Started my last live, but I got a new Bluetooth headset, and the charging cord on my last pair, it's not compatible with this one. This is a C charger, the kind for like Galaxy Notes and like the bigger Galaxy phones. So that's why I stopped, but I'm back. Just getting ready to go get some of this Instacart paper. Yeah, man, so we got civil unrest going down in Minneapolis, Minnesota, obviously because of what happened to Mr. George Floyd, and because that officer wasn't arrested. And so people are rioting because they want justice, which I totally get. I totally get that. As a matter of fact, when it first went down, you know, when it was caught on camera, and a lot of people were saying, yo, why you didn't help? Why didn't you help? That's crazy. Why didn't you help? I was one of the first people who made a video saying that it's not up to the public to stop that from happening. You know, first anyway. I feel like the first line of defense are the so-called good police officers. They standing right next to them. You know if your partner is an asshole or not, or you know which assholes are in the precinct. And when things go down, you know what I'm saying, you are the first people that have the power. I'm talking about quote-unquote good cops or professional cops. You're the first ones in position to stop that from happening. Hold up. First ones, speaking of quote-unquote good cops or professional cops, that are in position to save lives when your gung-ho, trigger-happy buddies are going overboard with their policing. This I did say. And I also was a firm believer, you know, when crowds like this are going to get more defensive, and they're going to use even more force, there's going to be more casualties. But it's war. That's what happens in war. So I was like, to avoid that, the cops should step in. Now, obviously, if that doesn't happen, eventually human beings get tired of getting beat. They get tired of getting beat down, and they start to uprise and fight against the powers that be. The shit happens in the Middle East all the time. You know what I'm saying? They don't fear death because they see death as a part of life and something beyond life. So they throwing rocks at tanks and they fighting against dudes that's in full gear with motherfucking sweatpants and dress shoes and shit. That's a whole nother vibe over in the Middle East. So I totally agree with that. Like, the cops should be the first one to step up, and to avoid more loss of life, like, the citizens should stay back. You know what I mean? I was in agreement of that. But when you riot and you show all this energy afterwards, and I don't disagree with the riot situation. You know, enough people get fucked over it, like they want to like show up their frustration. That's just what happens. And my question is, how come we don't have that type of energy? And what's the word I'm looking for? Why don't we have that type of energy and that type of rage while the wrongdoing is going on? Like, I don't know how many people witnessed George Floyd getting killed. I was gonna say pass away, but getting killed. But I know at the minimum 2 people were filming. Like, I know they say, oh, you're not supposed to film or help them out instead of filming. Some people are going to film. Like, you got to catch this shit on camera. But not everybody is filming. And if some of the people that witnessed this happening are out there rioting and, God forbid, looting, then your rage makes no sense. Like, he was talking about, oh, you were afraid of getting shot, and you were afraid of getting arrested and police manhandling you, what have you. Well, whether you're throwing a brick through somebody's building with a Molotov cocktail attached to it, or you're just pushing a cop off a cop who's choking out somebody who's unarmed. In both situations, what could still happen to you? You still could get shot, you still could get arrested. So I'm saying, an entire, like, if you people, the ones that are rioting, and like the ones, and I'm mainly getting at the people that witnessed it and are rioting, the people that witnessed the murder and are rioting at the same time. Those are the folks that I'm getting at, because I'm more than sure some of them are involved. I can't believe that they would watch this happen, right? Not do nothing, and then still not do nothing like once all the rioting is taking place to protest. But you had energy to riot and protest and put yourself at risk for being shot and being arrested. So how come that same energy isn't shown in the face of adversity? That's what doesn't make sense. And you can't say because you're in fear of your life. You can't say you're in fear of your freedom, because if you was in fear of your life and in fear of your freedom, you wouldn't riot. Those same two things can be taken away from you when you're rioting. And I made an analogy earlier on one of my Facebook statuses. I was like, what did I say? I said, if you witness an injustice, but riot, like after you witness it, like not while it's happening, I said that's like putting on a condom after you finish fucking a bitch raw. You know? I said that's like putting on the condom after you fuck the bitch raw. It's like you done already fucked the bitch raw. You know what I'm saying? Why do you care now? Like you done already did it. You might as well just keep on going raw, dog. And when I say going raw, to compare it in this analogy, it's something that you shouldn't be doing. Going raw is something that you shouldn't be doing. Just letting somebody get killed is something that you shouldn't allow to happen. You know, like we don't all have the courage to stop something from happening. I'm not even saying I would stop it, but I'm just saying it, well, you know, for what it is from an objective standpoint. So we don't all have the courage to stop injustices in the face of them happening. Just like we don't all have the willpower to put on a condom if we got some sexy ass pussy in our face, or if you into a sexy ass dick in your face, whatever you're into, you know, whatever your preference and choice is. That's all I'm saying. Don't act like you care after the bad deed was done. Act like you care leading up to the bad deed. You know what I'm saying? Act like you care prior to that shit. Because I tell you this, man, if George Floyd was alive right now, I seriously doubt Minneapolis would be in the position that it's in right now. I don't think there would be a riot. I don't, because they're rioting for it's a couple of things, man. They're rioting obviously because another unarmed black person was murdered. Well, it's one reason. An unarmed black person was murdered, and the person who did the murdering is still free. That's why the rioting is going on. Because I feel like even if I forget his Davin or whatever the fuck his name is, even if he was arrested, I don't think there would be a riot because he's in custody. I think the fact that he's not in custody is what the issue is. That's the main issue. You know? And I was watching this video Tommy Sotomayor put up. He was showing just various riot coverage. And as far as like downtown Minneapolis, like shit was going crazy, firebombs, all types of shit. Really wasn't no police presence. But around the officer who killed George Floyd, around his home, there was like 75 cops protecting this guy's home. So you got the majority of the police force protecting this asshole, which I get it, but he should be moved anyway. I don't even think he's in the house. You know, but I guess they're protecting his home, but they're not protecting downtown. That's weird, right? That's odd, isn't it? You know? All I'm saying is we got to start stepping up and showing energy when we see the wrongdoing happening, and not afterwards. Now, of course, the majority of the people that were doing the rioting, obviously they were not there. And I think it's just going to be a shift in the human consciousness, man, where people are going to start stepping up and intervening. Now, this one person I was debating with, he was like, weird, but if they attack the cops, you know, that's going to make the cops open fire and kill, and there'll be more violence towards unarmed black people. But I'm like, yo, there's a whole bunch of unarmed violence towards black people regardless if we try to defend ourselves or not. You know what I'm saying? That's not the issue. And if a cop is abusing his power against an unarmed citizen, and you try to neutralize that situation, that's not attacking the cop. That's neutralizing the situation. Just like if you get punished for a wrongdoing, that's not abuse. That's punishment. It's like if you're a soldier, you know, in another country fighting a war, you killing motherfuckers. I mean, it's definitely murder, but you're following orders. So it's all semantics. But the whole idea of them not helping innocent people, well, not innocent people, but them not helping unarmed people being abused by police because they fear of their safety or they fear of their life. How come they don't have that same fear when it comes to rioting? The same exact shit can happen to you when it's rioting. What you gonna do when the cops start firing off tear gas and shooting rubber bullets? It's gonna get ugly, man. This shit keep coming up. It's gonna all it take is for that one crazy Negro. How come you never see? Or like with all the shootouts and hard ass niggas and gangs and thugs and shit like that, shootouts every weekend. This ain't no black or black thing. I'm just talking about the gangster Billy badasses. You understand what I'm saying? That's always shooting and capping and busting off in their hood. How come these hood crazy thug niggas don't ever come out and show that type of energy in the face of these types of situations? That's the one thing I don't get that, man. You can be gangster robbing people and claiming your set, repping your city and all that. But you know what? Like, the public really needs your energy. You understand? And the public really needs your presence. Instead of just robbing your fellow man and just robbing people that are weaker than you. You know, how come we don't never see them stand up in the face of adversity? When I see shit like that, it almost makes me think, like, you know what I'm saying? These so-called like gangbangers and stuff like that doing all this crazy shit. They'll rob you in a second. They'll kill you over some bullshit. They'll do this and they'll do that. But in the face of injustices, they do nothing and they stay quiet. That makes me think you working with these motherfuckers. You more of an agent and an ally, along with being like a menace to society. That shit is just that's just funny to me. Like, I'm not no gangster, nothing like that. You know, I'm not hard, I ain't no thug. But I'm just calling it down the middle, like objectively, like the way I see it. We just have like misguided energy towards like the wrong things and the wrong situations. We got all this pent up rage and all this pent up anger, and we're so hard and we're so tough and we're so willing to like fight over a parking space and kill motherfuckers over a piece of chicken, or kill somebody because they looked at you wrong, or kill somebody because you thinking that they is gonna try to like fuck your girl or some shit like that. All this bullshit. But when it comes to injustices, the guns is gone, man. Now all of a sudden, like, motherfuckers are civil and shit. They not gangster no more. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me, man. It's not even a matter of hope. I think people are just getting tired of it. I feel like the powers that be do like they want this divide. They want this type of race war. They want an excuse to execute martial law. I'm saying this shit. I stand firm when I say that the good cops need to start stepping in. They could be the heroes in the situation to divert a lot of this potential civil war that's going to go down. But this shit keep going the way it's going, man. The anger that you see like after injustices is going to start happening, man. Direction. They are thugs, and thugs have no direction. Insert direction in. Terrence, I agree. But even with that statement though, Terrence, though, they don't got direction, but they got enough direction to hustle. They got enough direction to be thugged out. Like a lot of these gangs, they have prayers and they're organized, and even they have like rules and they have a certain type of code, even though motherfuckers be set tripping and breaking the rules and stuff like that. But there's even organization within gangs, you know what I'm saying? We from the hood, we grew up, we know whether we was in it or whether we weren't, you know what I'm saying? We're intelligent enough to know, you know, and we've been through all walks of society, from college, from the top from college, which is like the top of society, to the bottom, you know what I'm saying? We've been through it all. But I agree though. But like, thugs have a code. There's certain things they won't do, like a true thug or whatever. There's certain, whether it's you know what I'm saying, They just have certain codes. I'm not even going specific. You can take the codes, whatever. Yeah, false direction. Instilled in them through the white man that has set them up to fail. Yeah, I agree. Like the whole idea, like, yeah, we use guns and drugs and things of that nature, but it's motherfuckers that drop boxes of guns in the hood so we can kill each other. There's motherfuckers that drop boxes of drugs in the hood because they know we junkies and shit. So yeah, it's definitely misguided. You know what I'm saying? We'll fight over a street, but before we fight over our peeps, man, that shit's crazy. But I gotta get in here and shop. This is a good topic, and this is probably something that I'm gonna bring up on my podcast this coming Sunday. The light skin perspective. It has nothing to do with being light skinned. It's just me and my co-host Keenan Jerome Floyd. We both some lighter skinned brothers, giving our perspective. But I'll holler at y'all if I can think of something else after I do this delivery. I'll talk to you. Y'all be safe. Peace.